Yo, 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 what's good, everybody?
What
Welcome
it
back to Two
what
Fans
it
in the
is.
Stands. What it is, what it do, what it ain't. Welcome back, y'all. I'm your favorite armchair GM, CJ.
And I am the one and only couch scout extraordinaire. Tony, come on one time.
Yeah, nah, that
Talk
was too
to me.
much, dog. Come on, you know you're not the only
Talk.
couch scout now. You got to say your
Yeah,
favorite.
yeah.
You're not the only one.
No, no. I said what I said. I stand on it.
Ah, whatever, man. Hey, what's good, y'all? It's another Wednesday night. We back. Chris said, "Long time, fellas. Hope all is well." Hey, Chris, how you doing, man? Everything is
What up,
everything.
Chris?
Appreciate you coming back. Let me see. I'm saying this right.
Tile Lomax.
Lomax. He said, "Yo, Panthers Prime. Yo, what's good? How you doing, Prime?"
What's up, Demetrius?
Yeah. But yeah, y'all. So we wanted to come back this evening, and y'all see the thumbnail. We'll do our first mock draft of this off season. But before we get into that, we wanted to quickly, and I mean quickly, talk about another subject that has been talked about, and is probably still going to be talked about even after we finish talking about it today, and by us again, I'm sure. Okay,
So,
so
so it's gonna be talked about some more. Is what you're saying?
yeah, it's gonna be talked about some more. Okay, so everybody's seen the reports about Brian Burns and how the Panthers and him were not even close last year on contract negotiations. I saw something today where the Panthers offered him 27 million, or I'm sorry, were willing to pay. That's what the article said. Willing to pay 27 million
Right.
dollars. Okay, and this article said that he wanted 30. All right. So as I was reading that article and I was on YouTube when I was looking at another live stream, I saw that Brian Burns tweeted out "Keep pounding," with a blue and a black heart at the end.
Right.
And
Right.
so after that, I saw that being shared by just about everybody who was a Panther fan, content creator, reporter, everything. So, I even shared it, put the little eyeballs next to it. So I don't know what to I don't want to speculate. I don't want to meet. I don't want to seem like okay, all right, deal must be done since he tweeted that out. So, but
Right.
I'm hoping, I'm hoping that's good news. I'm hoping that is progress in the deal that, in my honest opinion, it needs to go ahead and get done sooner than later. If they're going to make a deal, need to go ahead and make a deal now, get it out of the way, and this will be one less distraction from our organization this off season because we got a whole lot of other stuff to deal with, draft wise, new offensive coaching staff, all of that. So that'll be one thing to check off the list. I hope. Okay, what do you think about it,
I,
Tony?
I agree with you that a deal needs to be done. That a
Mm-hmm.
deal needs to get done. But my only question would be at what price? Because if they were if the article is true, okay, so I'm gonna say allegedly, if he was offered 27 million dollars a year, that would make him the third highest defensive end or pass rusher in the league, right?
I
If
think it'd
they
be
offered the
second.
20, no, the article says third. He would have been the third highest. So if they offered you 27, you want 30, and the 27 would have made you the third highest. So we're talking about the difference. We split in hairs, talking about the difference of $3 million. So if you couldn't get anything done, in my opinion, like I said, if the article is allegedly true, if you couldn't get anything done with that short of a distance, what is the likelihood of you getting done? What is the likelihood of a deal getting done now? Because when it's that close, it seems like either side is not willing to budge any further. Okay,
Facts.
because we all know one thing about the NFL. NFL contracts aren't like NBA contracts. NBA contracts are fully guaranteed. So in the NFL, the biggest thing that you want you want the most guaranteed money up front in a shorter amount of time. So you could very well be averaging this, let's just say $25 million a year, right?
Hmm. Yeah.
And say you sign a 5 year, 125 million dollar deal with $85 million guaranteed. Well, that may be more than signing a 4 year, $30 million contract and only got $65 million guaranteed. You see what I'm saying? Like
Hmm.
in NFL, guaranteed money speaks. So
Yeah.
I'm just still I'm kind of weary about that right now because, like we said, these contract talks they're not just starting now. They're starting now with the new regime with Dan Morgan, Brent Tillis, Dave Canals, what have you. But the Panthers as an organization have been in talks with Brian Burns for the past year and a half, trying to get something done. So, do they pick up where the old regime left off, or do they start a brand new? I'm hoping that they can start a brand new and can work something out that the old regime couldn't. So, but when you think about, and we talked about this, CJ, throughout the season, well, neither one of us felt like really that he was really worth 27 to $30 million. But for our franchise, he may be worth that to the Panthers. But at the end of the
Yeah.
day,
Maybe.
your value, what you value of yourself, is always going to be more than what somebody else values you. So you have to kind of find a happy median as to where that bridge can be crossed. You know what I mean? So we'll
Hey,
see.
PvP. I'm so sick of talking about Brian Burns. Yeah, we are too. And earlier today we agreed that we weren't gonna talk about Brian Burns, and then I saw that tweet and I was like, well, Tony, we're gonna talk about him just a wee bit tonight. So that's gonna be it. We just wanted to mention that since that happened today. Okay, so
Let
I'm,
me
I'm hoping it's a step in the right direction. Go ahead, Tony.
real quick. Let me shout out a hometown fella here, Daryl Moore from
What
Wilmington.
up,
Shout out
Daryl?
to Wilmington, Castle Street, Gervais in the building. Stand up.
910, baby.
That's right. In New
Yes,
Hanover
sir.
County, where it is. All right, go
Let
ahead,
me
CJ.
see. Now you good, Chris. It's still early. It's all just contract talk. Yes, you are correct. It is all just
That's
contract
true.
talk. It's all still early. But I did want to touch on that. So let's go ahead and move on and get to the reason why you all stopped by here tonight. And speaking of that, I'm glad everybody stopped through this here. And if you haven't already, if you're new to the stream, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, check us out on all social media at Two Fans in the Stands and at Two Fans ITS on X, Twitter, whatever the hell you want to call it. I still call it Twitter.
Hey, I have a question though before we get started.
Yes, sir. What's up?
Are you camping in the woods, my boy? Did you pitch a tent or something? What's up with the background? You look a little
Oh,
different today.
I'm downstairs at the dining room table, player. Yeah. So for those of you that don't know, probably none of you, I'm in the process of finishing a shed in our backyard, and it's 12 by 30 shed, and the first part of it is gonna be my wife. She has a little crafting business, and I'm gonna have an office in the back, and that's gonna when I finish, that's gonna be where I stream. Do all my streaming front. It's gonna be my little office. I like to call it the Two Fans
Two
in the
fans, I
Stands
think.
global headquarters. Even though I'm here and my cousin is literally global, halfway around the world. But but yeah, so I'm mudding the drywall right now. That's my arch nemesis. I
And
hate
the man
mudding
part.
drywall. Yo, let me tell you, I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate insulation even worse now. I had to insulate the whole thing. So, but yes, I'm hey, PPP, you damn right, handyman podcast. Let me tell you, I've done so much crap around this house to our vehicles. I've kitted out the garage. I mean, all kind of stuff. So yes, I would definitely take that title. I'm proud of that. But yeah, I'm downstairs at the dining room table, and that's just the entryway into my wife's current office, where when I finish out here, we're both gonna move out there. So to your point, no, I'm not camping in the damn woods, Tony. I am not. Okay.
Thought you were
Cuz
trying
let's
to create a
go.
Doug at the Dark episode or something. I don't know.
Oh man, don't start, man. Don't let me get Doug in here to get you. All right. But let's go ahead and get started here. And if you would, cuz I'm working with one screen tonight, so if you could hit the comments and stuff for me, let me know if
Yeah.
somebody say something something I need to jump back over here. All right. So what we want to do, okay? Um the Panthers don't have a first round pick. So we got second through seventh. What is that? 5, 6 picks? I'm sorry, my
Six,
math is
six
bad.
picks.
Six picks. So we're just going to go straight through. Okay. What I want to do, and I put on the thumbnail, I put Lad McConkey and was it Jackson Powers Johnson, and I just not necessarily them two for any reason, just to represent what I asked everybody in the poll. Should we take a receiver at 33 or should we take an offensive lineman? Okay, so what I want to
Oh,
do,
okay.
I figure we can get through a couple of drafts here. This is gonna be a quick live. We're not gonna hold y'all too long, but I figure
But
we can start one. Go ahead, Tony.
I was gonna say when we get to the 33rd pick
Mm-hmm.
in whatever, however many quick mock drafts we do, let's look and see who's the best receiver and the best interior offensive lineman on the board.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, I think that, and then we can debate who would you rather go with? The
Yeah.
best offensive lineman or the best wide receiver.
Yes, and everybody in the chat, we're gonna be looking for y'all help too. So y'all let us know when we get to these picks and y'all see, and we'll discuss it, and we'll shout out everybody, and y'all let us know who y'all would want to take. And if anybody wants to join in and get on here with us and give your opinion, just let me know and I'll drop the link in the chat. Okay.
Come on in, Demetrius.
Well, you know what? Let me go ahead. Let me go ahead and do that now while I got everything up here. Okay. Yeah, so if anybody wants to jump in, come on, jump in with us. Let me see. Cute J. Smith, Brian Thomas Jr. is special. I gotta see who that
Yes,
is.
wide receiver from LSU. But
Oh, gotcha,
I
gotcha, 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 gotcha.
for me,
Mm-hmm.
uh, I think I still like Keon Coleman better.
Okay.
He has more college production. You wouldn't label him as a 1 year wonder like you could probably do with Brian Thomas, because before this year nobody knew who Brian Thomas Jr. was. Okay. And
Mm-hmm.
you can say he probably ate because of Malik Neighbor on the other side. You know, it's just different reasons. He had a
Yeah.
great year. Don't get me wrong. I'm not taking nothing away from him, but
But you
I
ain't giving
still
them
think I
no
would
due
prefer
though.
Keon Coleman. Huh?
I said you
No,
ain't giving them
I'm
no
just
due though.
no. Yes, I did. I said he had a great year. He had a great year. I'm not taking nothing away from what he did. I'm just talking about what I would like, what I
But
prefer.
however, I
No,
got
I
you.
mean, well,
Come on now. You said I
shut
was
up.
camping in the woods. You know I got to get back at you. PPP Panthers Prime Podcast is in the building. How you doing, sir?
Hey man, I only came up because if I didn't, I'm pretty sure my brother here would have put me in the headlock. So
He ain't tall enough, dog. He ain't tall enough.
Hey,
he said, Demetrius, come on up. I was like, yes, sir.
hey, that's all right. I rumble with the Giants though. Don't get it twisted.
And
How
the
you
I
guys
rumble
daycare?
with the
doing, man?
Giants.
That's what's up. How
Yeah.
you guys
What's
doing,
up,
man?
D?
Man, I'm
Doing
doing
good,
good.
man.
That's what's up.
Doing
That's what's
good.
up, man.
Doing good,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, man. Everybody been talking about Brian Burns, and man, I haven't even gone live about it, man. I'm in the bed. I'm chilling.
Hey, I hear you. I was looking at Unk's channel earlier, and that's when I heard about that that he made that tweet, and I was just like, I was like, okay. I said we going live on that. I said, but I just gotta mention it. I said I ain't doing no whole segment. I ain't making no graphics, no
Yeah,
nothing. I'm gonna talk about it for a minute,
Right.
then we gonna move on. But
yeah, yeah, man. I feel you.
yeah, let me get a couple of these comments here. And the dear said, if Burns is traded, would you pick defensive edge?
Heck yeah.
That's a good question. But it depends on
Depending
who's
who's there.
there. Depending on who's
Yeah.
there. If it's, if we feel like there's a can't miss wide receiver or offensive lineman, me personally, I'm going one of those two. I
In
would
the
swing
draft,
back around. Yeah, at 33. At 33.
in the draft,
But
in the draft isn't that deep at defensive end this year.
exactly. But if the thing is, if we trade Brian Burns, hopefully we'll somehow swing a first round pick out of it. You get what I'm saying? And if we can get in the first round this year, and somebody who's there covered it in the first round, defensive end, I mean, yeah, go ahead and,
Yeah.
and pull the trigger and draft his replacement.
Hey,
Yeah. Now,
Because
now you're talking about.
I'm cool with sending Brian Burns straight to Chicago for that pick back.
mm,
Straight to send him to Chicago.
I don't know if they do that though. I don't know. Hey, there's a
Maybe not the number one overall pick, but maybe that
number
ninth pick
9.
though.
That 9 sound
Yeah.
pretty good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe
that nine
we
sounds
got
pretty good.
we got a guy that comes through from time to time. Los Four Amigos. I think he's a Bears fan. He would probably crap his pants if the Bears did that. I'm telling you, well, he be on
Well,
here talking
it
cash
don't
junk.
sound like Justin Fields is going. I don't know, man. He unfollowed the Bears and stuff, man. I think Justin Fields
Yeah,
gonna be out of there.
I think, but that's the new thing now in social media. They do it in NBA, NFL too. It's part of their contract negotiations or them saying,
Really?
"Oh, since you don't want me, I don't want you neither." But it could be so many things behind the scenes. The reason why he did it. I heard I can't remember who said it. I think it was on NFL Network. They was like, "We never know. It could be no." David Carr said it. It could have been that the Bears asked him to remove
mm,
remove everything Chicago Bears from your social media, and we see if we can see if that would draw some interest and who it would draw interest from.
Yeah,
It can all
could
be a
be.
ploy.
Yeah,
It can all be a ploy.
yeah. You're right.
yeah,
You're right.
this is true. But I think Falcons fans are getting excited. They're like, yeah, he coming to
Yeah.
Atlanta. So,
Oh, he
hey,
coming
look.
home. That's where he from.
Oh, okay.
Which pick does Atlanta have this year? I can't remember.
You know what?
Uh
I
Are
don't know. Let me
they're
let me
not in the first
scroll
I
round?
don't
down
know.
here.
No, they in the
Let's see.
first round.
Oh Lord, I'm
Yeah,
going the
they're not in the first
wrong damn
round.
thing here.
I probably say you looking at the draft.
Yeah, I'm about to
I'm
say
looking
who
at the
that
daggone draft pick. Oh
Hey,
crap!
Demetri,
I
I'm
can't see it.
telling the boy in the woods now. Y'all want to listen to me.
Out there by the Catawba River, huh?
Hey,
I'm
that's all right.
telling you.
If I was in the woods, I survived, son.
Hey, boy,
Hey,
I went survive 2 minutes in the woods, man. I'm from Miami. I wouldn't know the first thing to do.
man. Hey, let me tell you, growing up in the country and the many hours I spent Discovery Channel and all these crazy ass YouTube videos I watch, oh, I'll be straight. I'd be straight. I done had me a damn tree house about 15 feet off the ground. I'd be up there with a little homemade bow and arrow. I'll be good to go.
Yeah, I can't do none of that. I'll just get a whole bunch of leaves and put my head on them, go to sleep.
All right, y'all. Well, let's go ahead and get into it. All right.
All
So
All right.
get it rolling here. I'll get down to pick 33 if this thing will start. There we go. Atlanta has the 8th pick.
8th pick, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, they had them taking Turner from
I really don't see while we waiting on it. A lot of people are talking about how much Caleb Williams is that much better than Justin Fields, and now I don't see it.
A
If you
second and
if you
ooh.
Yeah. Well, see, we just gonna run straight through this one, Prime. We're not gonna do no trades.
Oh, I'm
Now,
sorry. I apologize.
yeah, we just gonna run through a couple tonight, with no trades, and we're gonna get into that later because we kind of both agree that after the combine is done and you get everybody's measurables, their 40 times,
Yes, sir.
splits, and all that good stuff, then you get a better idea of who is actually
Yeah,
where they're supposed to be on the draft board and who should
Yeah.
be
exactly.
bumped down and who maybe needs to be moved up. So then we're
Facts.
going to get in a little bit more detail after that. But I've been itching to do one of these mock drafts. Tony is just like, I don't really want to do it. And I'm just like, come on, man, we got to do a couple. So
Gotcha.
yeah. All right. So now this is all we have. Jackson Powers Johnson,
Mm.
Graham Barton from Duke. Let me see, and our boy Tony, Lad
Cool.
McConkey.
Lad McConkey. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
sir.
All right.
So
So,
you
go ahead.
go ahead, CJ. No, go
Oh,
ahead. Go ahead.
I'm gonna say everybody in the chat, okay, with what you see here. All right, we talking about offensive linemen and wide receivers. You see these two. You see Lad McConkey down at the bottom. Let us know who y'all would pick. Or who would you want the Panthers to pick here? Prime, you got a preference here?
Man, I see a quarterback, another quarterback. Let me see.
Yeah, they got
Nah,
McCarthy, Bo Nix.
Prime, don't do that. Don't
nah, no.
we ain't nobody looking at no damn quarterback, man. Come on now.
No, I got you, man.
Hey, look, you start to sound like Howard, man. You start to sound
I
like
know.
him, man.
Yeah.
Gotta take a quarterback.
Yeah. I mean,
Come on, man.
scroll down a little bit.
Okay.
I see Lads right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Lad right there.
Devondre Sweat, man. Golly, bro. Um, and this is what I'm still thinking that we're going to keep Brian Burns, right?
Yeah,
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 just say we get him signed.
All right, cool.
yeah.
I'll say Dude Lad.
Okay.
That's my
What
that's
about you,
You
my
would
Tony?
say
What you
Lad?
think?
yeah. I'll say
Mm-hmm.
Lad.
Well, you know me, I'm all about protecting Bryce Young, and I'm always
Mm-hmm.
gonna, no matter what, I'm gonna always start from the inside out. Even though I love Lad McConkey, and I think add another weapon for Brian Burns would definitely be a plus. But that weapon don't mean nothing if you don't protect them, and especially up the middle. Either guard position or the center position. So when you got
Mm-hmm.
Jackson Power Johnson and Graham Barton there, I would take one of the two, probably Graham Barton. I say that because we are so depleted at either guard spots. You may
Yes.
be willing to go another extra year with Bradley Bozeman in the middle, but I would definitely take offensive lineman. So yeah, I would take Graham Barton.
Okay. And Prime is not because he is my cousin and my co-host, but I'm going to have to agree with him on this one. I would take Graham Barton as well because I do kind of agree. Um, Bradley Bozeman could possibly make it another season. And I say this a lot. I think a lot of the woes on our offensive line were scheme based. Okay. So Canala's new scheme, new offensive system, and it's just speculation on my part. Maybe that helps Bozeman out. Okay. Because there was a lot of guys in the offensive line that just look completely garbage from what they did the year before. So I'm gonna agree with Tony. I'm gonna go Graham Barton here. All right. Let me
Okay.
see. A couple people in the chat. QJ Smith says Jackson Powers, Johnson, I believe, JPP. Um,
Probably
Lashing
JPJ.
Boykin, old line. All right. So I say we go ahead and take
So go back to Chris Williams. Chris Williams says right here, he says Williams frame too small. He's not going to make it. I might disagree with you on that one, Chris. Caleb Williams is like 6'2", 220. He ain't got no small frame. If
mm,
you was talking about Bryce Young, yeah, he got a small frame. Bryce Young does, but he got rid of all those rumors that he can't take it. He ain't tough enough. But Caleb Williams is a big boy.
yeah, he is. Let me see. Daryl Moore said, I like to pick left tackle, move Icky inside. It's been a lot of talk about that, but I don't think that's what the Panthers are going to do. I'm not going to say it's
No.
out of the realm of possibility, but I don't think they're going to do that. I
All right.
wouldn't mind seeing them test it out, try it, see how it works, but we'll
Well,
see.
that's what training camp is for. You got a new offensive lineman coming in. He going to do what's best. I don't think there's nothing truly set in stone to given the woes that we had on the
Mm-hmm.
offensive line the past year. So I think he gonna put the best five out there. That's what you should do each and every year. You should always put the best
Facts.
five out there and let the best man win. So that's why it's so important to bring in competition. Cause competition still iron sharpens iron, and
Mm-hmm.
competition brings out the best of people. So that's
Fact.
what I would like to see.
All right. Okay, we'll go ahead and take Graham Barton here.
That was A. Gave
That
us
was
an
an
A.
A. Oh, they always gonna give you an A on the ones they suggest that you take. So, all right, we are at pick 65. We're not doing no trades right now. Let me see. Okay, we got all. Now their
Man,
suggestion is tight end Jatavian Sanders from Texas. But me personally, I would not
woo.
pick a tight end. What you got, Prime? What you looking at?
I see Jeremiah Trotter right there.
Mm-hmm.
You got
Linebacker.
Malachi. He right there, man.
Malachi Corley.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah. I've
is that
seen.
the one that Steve Smith did an episode on today?
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Malachi Corley out of West Kentucky.
Okay.
I
So
like
we
I like
mm,
Jonah. Now you talking about replacing Brian Burns.
Brian
If
Byrne.
I'm only saying if the Panthers traded Brian Burns and got some, draft compensation back for him. Jonas Ellis wouldn't be a bad pick here in the third round. I know a lot of people don't know him, haven't watched him, but go back and watch some of his tape. When he was at Utah, Jonah Ellis reminds me a lot of your boy in Cincinnati. Um, is it Trey Henderson? Is that his name?
I
The
don't know.
defensive end in Cincinnati. He kind of gives me that Trey Hendrickson, Max Crosby vibes.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, and he comes
All
from a
right.
school that has always been very solid defensively. Just like if you got one of the boys from Wisconsin,
Mm-hmm.
they defensively sound. Iowa, defensively sound. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, we took offensive lineman, y'all, with the 33rd pick. So everybody in the chat, let me know who y'all would take with this pick at number 65. Okay. So we took
Peyton
offensive
Wilson.
line.
Peyton Wilson right there.
Isn't he
That's
injury prone?
he is injury prone. He is injury prone,
Mm-hmm.
but he's one of those linebackers when he's healthy.
Mm-hmm.
That he will definitely remind you of Luke Kuechly. I'm talking about his athleticism. I don't know about his smarts as far as
Mm-hmm.
reading defenses and all that. But sideline to sideline, running people down. He's a big boy, 6'4", like 240. He's and he's from North Carolina. He shunned us at Carolina to go to NC State. I don't like him
Mm-hmm.
for that purpose, but it is what it is.
Hey, that's
But we
water
can
under the
get him in
bridge now.
Carolina. Yeah, that's water on the bridge. But if we can get him in Carolina and he's there at 55, because we need to shore up the middle of that
Mm-hmm.
defense. We talk about how Shaq is up there in age. He's not the same linebacker he always, that he used to be. And we
They
talked
True.
never
about
been.
during the season. Yeah, we talked about during the season. What did he say? What did you
That
say
He
he
to
said,
me?
never
and never been.
have never been. He's never been like that.
But we talk about, the weakness of that 3-4 defense is up the middle. So you got to have a nose tackle. You need to have a middle linebacker that can come downhill. Like I always say, stick your nose in mama's kitchen, find out what's cooking. So Peyton Wilson, yeah, Peyton Wilson fits that mold.
Okay.
Hey D, how you used to go in there, you go in your mama pots. Now you say, now
Yeah.
don't go in the kitchen, boy. You go in there anyway. You trying to sneak. You might pick up a chicken wing or some, piece of cornbread and haul ass out the back door.
Yeah.
Hey, look, your mom must have had a reach, man. Let me tell you, I'd have been flying out that damn back door. I
Oh
ain't.
no,
Ooh.
she She had the reach. I just had the speed.
Boy, I ain't even tried. Grandma probably hit me with that cane, send me cross the street. But
Listen, gra-
all
grandma had that switch, had that hook in it, boy. She hit you around the corner. You ain't even see her, but you felt that switch.
right, man. I got a question for y'all. Okay, so there was a comment here from Cha 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 One. Said I think Wilson going to slide because of the injuries. Okay, now we said we want to give Bryce some help, and you got Malachi Corley there at set. I'm sorry, he's a 70th ranked prospect, but you have him right there. Do you want to take him and then maybe hope that Peyton Wilson does slide? And I don't know if he's gonna slide 37 picks.
Well,
102. I'm sorry,
you
not
got
30, but
Peyton Wilson at 55, and you got Jeremiah Trotter at 66. Either one of
oh
them is
yeah.
good.
And also, Carolina boy Cedric Gray. I know he's probably a little bit later in the draft for some of these I've done, but he's also an
Mm,
option too. All right.
stud.
So
He's a stud in the middle.
all right. So Prime, who would you pick here?
Um, let me see here.
And we're gonna assume that we keep Brian Burns. So
Right.
we're gonna pass on Ellis this
Yeah.
time.
Oh, but before, let me just say this: even if we
Hmm.
keep Burns, we've always talked about Brian Burns needs a running mate. So
Yeah.
why not get him a running mate? I'm just saying.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, for me, it's either
One,
Trotter, Malachi, and go up just a little bit. Was that Javon Bullock? Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
oh, the
Javon Bullock.
safety.
Yeah. Yeah. It's what it's. Oh shoot. Man, tight end. Yeah, I mean, I think Jeremiah Trotter probably my top one.
Okay. Tony.
Um, like I said, because of the injury history, and
Hmm.
we need to hit on, in my opinion, we need to hit on as many picks as possible. Ones that has shown durability throughout their college career, which normally translates to durability in the league. I know Jatavion Sanders is there, and I know Peyton Wilson is there. I personally will
Hmm.
have to go with Jeremiah Trotter Jr.
Okay.
I gotta have that linebacker, man. Either Jeremiah Trotter Jr. or Jonah Ellis.
Okay.
Because I gotta have that linebacker. I gotta have that middle that middle linebacker that's not afraid to come downhill and be a true thumper.
Okay.
That's not afraid to take on a pulling guard or
Hmm.
guard trying to reach a second level. Somebody that can go down there and cause wreak havoc when needed. So yeah, I think I would go with
Okay.
Jeremiah Trotter right
All right.
there.
Everybody in the chat, okay? Because I'm leaning towards my host here on Jeremiah Trotter. Anybody in the chat, you got anything different? Any other player you want to see drafted? Scroll down, make sure everybody can get a look at some of these players that are here.
Yeah, Daryl Morris is Trotter Jr. 6'1", 260. That's what I'm talking about. I don't care how tall he is. Look at his size, 250, 260. Yeah, yeah. He
Okay.
coming in. That's Debo. I need Debo in the middle.
Well, let's just hope that
Yeah.
6'1", 260 translates some speed too now.
It
Oh, trust
should.
me, he got some speed. He got some
Yeah.
speed.
Okay.
Now he's
Yeah,
not
he's
as fast
tall.
as he's not as fast as Trenton Simpson that played linebacker at
Hmm.
Clemson last year. But he can move. He can easily run you a 4.5, 4.6, and that's to be expected for someone of
Hmm.
his stature and size.
Okay.
Yeah, he he
All right.
he not slow.
They did say he wants to run it back. Well, maybe we'll get one later on in the draft, but
But
I highly doubt that's going to happen this early in the
now
draft for the
Nader,
Panthers.
just to throw a little mess in the just throw a little wrench in the draft. You see Trey Benson sitting there. Trey Benson from Florida State. Now, if you haven't watched any Florida State highlights, you don't know anything about Trey Benson. That boy's truth.
Truth.
He is the truth. He's the truth, and you got Blake Corum sitting there. But I'm just saying, just for running back sake, I'm just saying. But I still will go middle linebacker.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and pick Jeremiah Trotter Jr. then.
Okay. Hey, fellas, I'm about to go ahead and shut it down. I got to be to work early tomorrow, man. But thank you for allowing me to come on and talk with you guys for a little bit, man.
Hey, we appreciate
Hey,
you,
we
Demetrius, and
we
everybody out there. If you
appreciate you.
haven't, check out Panthers Prime Podcast and subscribe to his channel. All right.
Man, I appreciate it, man. Love you, fellas, man. Y'all have a good one, man.
All right, man.
And
Peace out,
we
dog.
appreciate you coming on and clarifying why you had a camera on, like some other people that come on.
Yeah, man. Absolutely,
Lord
man.
have
Y'all have a
mercy.
good one, man.
All right, you too, man. Be easy, dog.
Oh God.
Okay, so we are at pick 102, everybody. All right, and up on it all, we got Native. There we go. Jonathan Brooks, running back, Texas. You got Mike Sandstrill from cornerback from
I
Michigan.
like him.
Chris,
I
Christian
like him.
Hayes, inside offense lineman from UConn. Chris Abrams Drain. I know I'm probably saying that wrong. Cornerback from Missouri. And the last suggested pick is Dominic Puny from inside offensive lineman from Kansas. Okay, so we went linebacker, we went offensive line. Now let me slide over here and look at the wide receivers because, like we said, that's a position that we've all been talking about. The Panthers picking up somebody, to kind of help Bryce Young out. Now, is there anybody in here that stands out to you, Tony?
I mean, I like Ricky Pearsall from Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Um, he's I'm trying I'm trying to remember who I said Ricky Pearsall remind me of. Um, I can't remember exactly, but he's a pretty good wide receiver. He was probably the best wide receiver that Florida had this past year. Um,
Okay.
who well you went away from the list.
Sorry, my bad.
Um, Jermaine Burton, if I'm not mistaken, he started off at Georgia and then
Mm-hmm.
went to Alabama. He's had solid production. Nothing to write home about. Jacob Cowan had a pretty good year at Arizona. He's been their top wide receiver in the Pac-12 the past 2 years. Javon Baker, now that's a sleeper that a lot of people have been raving about, talking about. I think he had a pretty good Senior Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
So his stock has probably risen or will rise probably even more because of his Senior Bowl production. Now the sleeper to me is Aeneas Smith. The only thing about Aeneas Smith is injury prone. Can he stay healthy? If you can
Mm-hmm.
get him to stay healthy, Aeneas Smith is a dynamic slot receiver. He
Okay.
got the speed, the wiggle, the hands. He's not afraid to go over the middle or to go up to contest the catch. But he has to stay healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Luke McCaffrey, which is CMC's brother,
Mm-hmm.
done played all over the college football world. Start off as quarterback, has settled in as wide receiver now. Had a pretty productive year at Rice, but we
Okay.
talking about Rice. Not
Yeah.
knocking it, but just saying, let's just talk about the level of competition before I throw him out there.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Hey.
especially with this pick.
Okay. Now, let me see. We got Nader here. He said, "Any good cornerback the other side of JC." Okay.
Yep. The boy that you have from Michigan,
Let me see. Let me go up a cornerback here. Mike
Mike
Sandstrill.
Sandstrill. Mike Sandstrill will be an awesome slot receiver. He can play
Okay.
some outside too, but I think he played a lot of slot for
Slot
Michigan,
corner.
especially slot corner. Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. 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 All right.
And
Well,
he's
what you
not
want?
afraid to come up and hit. He will come up and hit you.
Okay. what you want to do here, Tony? Because we've totally not totally, but we've kind of abandoned the whole wide receiver thing just about.
Well, hey, for me,
Mm-hmm.
like I said, you got to start inside out. We was terrible. We wasn't that good against the run. We talked about how much we got gashed up the middle, right?
True.
And on the offensive line, you got to protect your franchise quarterback. So those first two picks, I don't care what the grade is on Jeremiah Trotter right there. That is, in my opinion, a position of need because neither one of our middle linebackers last year are true middle linebackers. If we were running a 4-3, both of them
Mm-hmm.
guys would be outside linebackers. Louisville would be
True.
outside linebacker,
And
and
Shaq.
um and Shaq would be outside linebacker. So I'm saying get a true middle linebacker in that middle.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, and I can say this, and cornerback was another spot where it was a lot of injuries, throughout the season. J.C. Horn was hurt. Dante Jackson got hurt a few times, and
Yep.
they brought in Troy Hill. They brought in quite a few cornerbacks. So, I wouldn't
Troy
be
Hill,
mad if we.
dog.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I hope they bring him back too. But I
Yeah, me
wouldn't be
too.
mad if we took a cornerback here. You want to take Sandstrill?
Yeah, yeah, let's take Sandstrom right there.
All
And
right.
and I wouldn't bet against him not staying for the fact that we kept Ejero Evero, who was his coordinator with the Rams, because that's who brought him in this year. So I
Gotcha.
think with the production that he gave us this year, and Evero's still there, and along
Mm-hmm.
with the rest of the defensive staff, I think
Yeah.
it'd be a good chance to bring Troy Hill back. Plus, he's older. Ain't too many teams out there looking for an older cornerback. He's like 33 or 34.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Now we are at pick 141. Let me get some
So you get
comments here. Chris
you get
says
better
I wouldn't
conversation
use.
at me first thing in the morning instead of late at night.
I see. I see. Hey, you about your shit 6 o'clock in the morning, ain't
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah,
you?
got my tea here, you know. Yeah, got a little caffeine.
Yeah. Yeah. Chris said that's what we need. Speed. Native said we need number one receiver from free agency. You know what? I agree. I totally agree
I
with
agree.
that. And we were talking about this earlier, and I think we want to do an episode on this in the future. Um, you know, what would make a wide receiver of the caliber that we're looking for want to come to Carolina? Okay.
Right.
Now we don't have a crap ton of money in cap space. We're still trying to sign Brian Burns. So if he gets anything close to what he wants, that's a big hit to our cap unless they can do something fancy with the contract. Okay, maybe it's
Yeah.
a backloaded contract. I don't know, but that's what we brought Brant Tillis in here for. So we'll see what that play or how that plays out. We said
Yeah.
the last video. Well, I said that it's a few contracts that I think we should restructure, i.e. Taylor Moton, Dante Jackson. So I don't know exactly how much money that would free up, or even if they're going to go that route. But that's
Oh,
also an option.
they're going to go that route. There's going to be a lot of restructuring, and there's going to be a few releases this
Hmm.
season to be able to create some more room up under the cap. Because right now we at 39-40 million. So
Yeah.
everybody cap number where it is right now is not where it's going to be in a month or
Yeah.
two. There's going to be some maneuvering on everybody's part. Contract extensions, things like that.
Hmm.
So we just start
It's
sit back, watch the first couple of dominoes fall, and it kind of gives you an indication of the direction of where we're going and what we're trying to do.
Yeah, it's going to have to, because we're talking about trying to re-sign Brian Burns. We want to go ahead and get Derek Brown an extension and not let him play into his fifth year option, as we see what that
Right,
happened with Brian Burns last year. Then we got
right.
Frankie Louvu. And the consensus with Panther Nation is we better bring Frankie Louisville back and don't let another talented player go to another team and go off. And then we sitting there because we didn't want to pay him. Okay.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right. So, okay. So now pick 141. Looking at the suggestions here, we got Edge Gabriel Murphy from UCLA, Bo Limmer
Oh,
from
oh,
Arkansas.
don't mean to cut you out, cuz, but
Go
you
ahead.
got to
Go
talk
ahead, bud.
about the money.
Uh-oh. I
Will
was on the other
Robinson,
screen.
843, with the $10 super chat. Hey, chill, Will. We appreciate you, man. Like always. Thank you for the donation, brother. Will said,
Appreciate you, dog.
with this mock draft, we must address a wide receiver in free agency. We must address one or the other wide receiver or offensive lineman in this year's free agent market, in my opinion. I agree
Yeah.
with you, Will. We agree
Mm-hmm.
with you. That's why
Yeah.
with the first pick or two, we went well, especially with the first pick, we went offensive lineman because I hope nobody's under the impression that we're just going to totally revamp the wide receiver room. That's not going to be the case. There's going to be one or two players maybe that might not be brought back. So it's not going to be a complete overhaul of the wide receiver room, despite some people's feelings about how they produced last year. But getting a true number one receiver or a very good quality receiver, I think that should be on the Panthers' uh list of priorities for this offseason. But you can't we can't gloss over the fact of the help that we need at offensive line and at linebacker. So I think with our first two picks, it shows that.
Yeah. Yeah. We kind of talked about that as we were drafting. We kind of, veered away from the wide receiver group. But, you know, if this were to pan out like this, yeah. Um, Let me see. After free agency starts, after we get a look at everybody at the combine, if we come back and we did another mock draft similar to this, like you said, Will, we more than likely would have addressed those wide receiver needs for I ain't gonna say for the most part, but at least somewhat in free agency. Okay.
Right, right.
Yeah.
That's the hope.
But
That
yeah,
is
that's the
definitely the
hope.
hope.
But again, we appreciate the super chat, man. As always, we thank you, man. Appreciate you.
Appreciate you, Will.
All right. Let's see. Let's get back here. We got Muhammad Karma, edge from Colorado State. Javon Baker, wide receiver, UCF. Okay. Let me see.
Mm.
Chris says no money is going to have to be draft. Native said Jackson is not going to be with us. Now you know what?
Come on, Dante Jackson.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, pretty sure you're talking about Dante Jackson. But
I hope not. I'm
I,
sorry.
I'm
Did
I'm
I
not
say that
going.
out loud?
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. If they get it's kind of the same thing with me when how I felt about who we talking
You
about
changing
last
your
time.
tune? You changing your tune?
No, I was just gonna say if Jackson is still here, it's what it is. But if he's gone, I'm definitely not gonna be mad at it.
Like I said, the only I think me personally, Dante Jackson best position at
Hmm.
this point in his career, based on his production, based on his athleticism, based on everything that I've seen on tape, I still feel like he would be better as free safety. Yes, he's a little undersized, but he has to be less technical, okay? And he has world class speed that can help you out at that safety spot. If you leave him at corner,
Hmm.
he's not versatile at the corner position because he's too small to play in the slot. He's too small and his technique is not sound enough to play slot receiver. I mean, yeah, to play slot corner. I mean, sorry.
Yeah.
So my thing is if you can get a draft pick or two for Dante Jackson, I'm pulling the trigger 10 out of 10 times. That's just what it is. You want to get bigger, you want someone to come in younger,
Mm-hmm.
that can be coached up, that can be technically sound, and that can show
Mm-hmm.
some durability. All those things that I just mentioned are things that Dante has not shown us since he's been in Carolina. Now, his production has gotten just a little better than what it was his rookie year,
Mm-hmm.
but he's always injury prone. And at the times when you need him the most to produce, let me say this: when teams look to attack us in a passing game, who do they go after? Dante or
Dante
JC
Jackson.
Horn? Or
Dante Jackson all day.
whoever. Yeah, yeah. So
Whoever's
that
opposite of
is
J.C. Horn when he's on the field.
right. So that to me screams liability. If the other defenses know it, then you should be smart enough to realize as well. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So
facts. I
if
got you.
somebody's out there willing to give you a pick or two for them, I don't care if it's a late round pick. Hey man, move on. It's time. It's just
Okay.
time to move on, in my opinion.
All right. Well, let's get back to the draft here. Got a couple edge options. Now, we were talking earlier about how we always say that if we keep Brian Burns, we got to give him some help on the outside. Okay, we got two edge options here: Gabriel Murphy, Muhammad Karma. Now, mind you, I haven't seen any highlights of either one of these players, so
I
I'm a
I,
little. Go
I
ahead, Tony.
have
Okay.
Muhammad Kamara from Colorado
Hmm.
State is is
Oh
is
God,
is a beast.
I've been messing his
He's
name
a
up,
beast.
Kamara.
Yeah, yeah, it's Kamara, Muhammad Kamara. Yeah,
Yeah.
because I follow all the Colorado. I watched all the University of Colorado games. So I watched
Hmm.
Colorado State, and I watched how Muhammad Kamara just run roughshod over Colorado last year. He's a big boy. He like 6'5", 6'6", 270, two seventy
Mm.
five. I mean, he chiseled, rocked up. You know what I'm saying? So
Okay.
not only can he help you in the run, he can get after the passer. So if you haven't watched any tape on him, go check out Muhammad Kamara. I don't know much. I don't know anything about Gabriel Murphy. Never heard of him. And like I said,
Okay.
you got Javon Baker, the wide receiver out of UCF that has been getting a lot of buzz lately, especially after his performance at the Senior Bowl. So for
Okay.
me, it would be either Muhammad Kamara or Javon Baker right here.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna say Javon Baker for the simple fact that we probably do need to take at least one wide receiver in the draft. You know, now mind you, like
Okay.
we said, this depends on what goes on in free agency, and we're not there yet. So this is all just speculation, and that's just kind of assuming what the Panthers may do. But I say we take Baker here.
All right.
Let me see. Native said, can we get a third for Jeremy Chin? Is he an unrestricted free agent this year?
If I'm not mistaken, this is Jeremy Chin's. I think he's an unrestricted free agent. I think he just played on his fourth year because he got drafted the same year we took Derrick Brown. We took Derrick Brown in the first,
Mm,
and we took Jeremy Chin in the second.
sure did. Yeah, he
Yeah.
yeah, shoot, he might not be bad. And then that's another player. Okay, that's one that I would really love to see if they would be able to utilize him how they wanted to. Kind of, going back to his rookie year and how he was able to, kind of be all over the field, making plays. So
Right.
we haven't really seen that from him. And last year with Evero, I mean, you look around and Chin is on special teams. So,
Hey, the to me the writing was on the wall last
mm,
year. And I don't expect anything different to change this year because it's the same defensive scheme, same
yeah.
defense coordinator, same everything. So if you barely used him last year, what are the chances that he's going to up the production this year? He just may be that liability. And you know the thing I've been saying about Jeremy Chin for the longest, he is very susceptible when it comes to pass coverage.
Mm-hmm.
He's not a good pass cover. He's not good in pass coverage, and his
Mm-hmm.
read and reaction skills are a little too slow. If he's
Okay.
not in the box playing downhill,
Mm-hmm.
he's not beneficial to the team.
Okay. Shoot, look, I wish I could go back and redo that pick because everybody told me to take Muhammad here. Native said Muhammad is a beast. Linwood Cole
Yeah,
said
Muhammad is a
Muhammad
beast.
over receiver here. Cha 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 won. So are they trading Jeremy Chin? Um,
I don't
I
know.
yeah, I doubt it because like I said, I think he's an unrestricted free agent. So I mean, if they sign him back, I highly doubt they're going to sign him back and trade him before the season starts. But I mean, it's a possibility. But and
Right.
like Tony said, the writing may have been on the wall last year. He didn't get much burn last year, and we haven't seen any evidence or any kind of thing to make us suggest that he's going to be this big integral part of this year's scheme either. So, who knows? Who knows? All right, we got pick 165 here. A couple of suggestions: Jalen Wright, running back, Tennessee; Ray Davis, running back from Kentucky; offensive tackle Matt Goncalves. I know I'm messing that up.
Gun
Uh,
Calvis, probably.
yeah,
Yeah, Gun
Goncalves.
Calvis.
Yeah. Your boy Aeneas Smith is still there. And you got Javon Foster, offensive tackle from Missouri. Okay. So to recap, we took guard Graham Barton with the 33rd pick, linebacker Jeremiah Trotter Jr. with 65, cornerback Mike Sandstrill at 102, and wide receiver Javon Baker at 141. So we've addressed the receiver, cornerback, linebacker, and guard positions. Okay. Tony, what
I
you leaning
like
towards here?
I like getting another offensive lineman. I like scroll down one more. I like Javon Foster out of Missouri.
Okay.
I like Javon Foster out of Missouri, and then go back up. The running back out of Kentucky, Ray Davis,
Mm-hmm.
dog is a beast. When I tell
Okay.
you excellent contact balance, he's that
Mm-hmm.
short. He puts you in the mind of Mike Davis that just retired. Remember Mike Davis
Yeah.
played yeah. He kind of puts you in the mind of Mike Davis. Short, stocky, but he got a
Mm-hmm.
little speed, he got a little bit of speed and got excellent contact balance. Don't go down with the first hand that touch him.
Mm-hmm.
So if you looking for somebody that can tote the rock, move the chains, and he's good in the passing game, I like Ray Davis. Jalen Wright is pretty good as well, but I think I
Okay.
like Ray Davis a little more than Jalen Wright. But
Yeah.
to just to keep bolstering the offensive line,
Mm-hmm.
I would go Javon Foster.
Okay. Now I got a question. Do you see the Panthers realistically taking a running back in this draft? Sanders is here for what, another 2 years, and
Yeah,
Chuba, he's still on his rookie deal. This is what year?
yeah,
This is year 4, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah. This would
Year.
be this year coming up will be year 4.
Okay. I'm
This would
wondering
be his
if he
fourth
has
year.
to have one hell of a year this year to to make it back next year.
Well, when you most typically what I've seen is players that are on that make or break contract,
Mm-hmm.
they gonna play their best. That's when you get the best ball out of them. But to
Okay.
be fair to Chuba, because when Chuba was drafted, I did not like that draft pick
Yeah, I
because I
didn't
didn't
either.
think Chuba had no hands. Chuba hadn't displayed, what kind of running style he would have. As far as being met with contact, because at Oklahoma
Mm-hmm.
State he had wide open holes. But
Mm-hmm.
over the years, he has gotten better. He has got magnificent. That's not the word I want to say. He has
Progressively.
gotten. aggressively better when it comes to pass catching. I am
He
thoroughly
has.
impressed with his hands now, as opposed when he came out the draft. And I even like the contact that he runs with. Now,
Hmm.
he doesn't he doesn't run with any shiftiness or elusiveness that I know
Hmm.
he has. I think his thing is I want to get the ball, go north south as fast as I can, and I'm going to destroy whatever's in my way until I come down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And but like I said, he's also shown that he's been reliable in the
In the past
passing
game.
game, which him and Tommy Tremble show above average hands this year. And I was glad to see that. I was glad to see
Okay.
that. So I don't know. I don't know, but most teams typically have three or four running backs. Now it could be an undrafted free agent that Carolina signs after the draft to come in to be that third or fourth, to be that fourth string running back. And don't forget we got Raheem Blackshear as well. So
Yeah.
technically we do have three capable running backs on the roster. So I don't think that's a position of need, and it may not be something that they look to use with only six draft picks. So undrafted free agency, yeah, I can see them going after a running back.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm agree with you here, and we're going to bolster their offensive line some more. We're going to pick Javon Foster, offensive tackle out of Missouri.
All right.
Okay. And that leave us with our
A
last
plus.
pick.
Oh, I'm good.
Yeah. All right, and we are at pick 180. Okay. Um, we've addressed offensive guard spot, offensive tackle, wide receiver, cornerback, and inside linebacker. So with the seventh pick, a few suggestions here. Keith Randolph Jr., defensive lineman from Illinois. Jared Wiley, tight end from TCU. Gabe Hall, defensive lineman from Baylor. Dylan Johnson, running back, Washington, and that is all of the suggestions. What's your thoughts, Tony?
Dylan Johnson. Now I know I just made a long soliloquy about not taking a running back. But in the seventh round, let me just tell you, in the seventh round, if Dylan
Mhm.
Johnson, the running back out of Washington, is there, I'm taking him 10 out of 10.
Okay.
If nobody watched Dylan Johnson run for Washington last year, hey, all I'm
Was
gonna
he the
say is
starting
just go
running
back
back?
and watch. Yeah, he was a starting running back for
Okay.
Washington. He got hurt. He got hurt
Hmm.
in the semifinal game.
That's
I
right, because
think
he was
who did
limping in the
Washington
national
play?
title game, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Was yeah,
Or
yeah,
what?
yeah, yeah. I think he had re-injured that ankle or whatnot. But I'm just saying throughout the regular season, go back and just watch some of the Dylan Johnson highlights. That
Hmm.
he's the kind of running back that Carolina wants. He's that downhill thumper, the one like you always say, CJ. We need somebody that can move the chains on
For
fourth and one
real.
and fourth inches. Dylan
Yeah.
Johnson can move those chains for you. So
Okay.
if he's there with pick 180 in the seventh round, yeah, I'm taking Dylan Johnson.
Okay. All right.
Cause
Got
that also helps Bryce Young when it comes to talking about the running game.
you. Okay.
Short yardage. Yeah.
Yeah, this is true because that's something we've struggled at past couple seasons is
Right.
short yardage. You know, third and
Chuba's
30,
got a
30
little
inches.
bit better.
Yeah,
Yeah, Chuba's
30
got a
inches
little bit
turns
better.
into third and fourth and two or whatever.
Yeah.
And yeah, and especially in the red zone, I can't count how many times this past season get down in the red zone, and say like I said, it's 30 inches or a third and one, and the Panthers can't get it at like at all. We struggle
Right.
so bad in the red zone this year, and in short yardage in general. Okay, he
Right.
said, hold on, cha one set, and we still got Tariq Cohen. You know what? I forgot about that.
But you have to remember this though. Chris Taylor is gone now. Chris Taylor is the reason why Tariq
Oh
Cohen
yeah, true.
were brought to the Panthers. Now you have to remember and ask yourself, do you think this new regime will take
Gonna
Tariq
keep him.
Cohen? Because you brought him in last year, he didn't even make it to the field not one time. So I wouldn't count that.
Okay. They just
I
said
wouldn't
none of
count that.
them are power backs. Okay. It's Linwood Cole said I would like to see us pair Blake Corum with Chuba for a running back, but I don't think it happens. Well, hey, like I said, we're just throwing out a lot of stuff here, so you never say never. All right, because one thing
Okay.
we are not the real GM, we are not the real vice president of football operations. We're not the head coach. We're nobody in the scouting department for the Panthers. We
I,
are
I'm
we
I'm
are
a real
content
scout.
creators.
I don't care what you say. I'm a real scout. Yeah, know the name.
All right, so let's get let's get back to the 180th pick. And you know what, Tony? I say with this last pick, Neda has hung out with us this whole draft, and he has been wanting a running back this entire draft. I say we give the man what he wants.
Yeah, Dylan
All right,
Johnson.
Dylan Johnson. All right, and that will round out our draft. Go ahead and let this scroll on through here.
QJ Smith said Jared Wally 6'7", solid red zone option. Yeah, he
Mm,
is.
hey, I should have checked the fast option on this crap.
Oh, you
I did regular because it got like a slow, normal, and fast. I should did the
yeah.
fast one. Okay, so our draft is complete,
I
and
think
again to
that's a solid
recap,
ass draft. I'm sorry,
yeah,
go ahead.
and like I said, and depending on what Carolina does in free agency, and who, because we don't know what their thinking is and who they may actually want
Right,
to try and bring back that's currently on the roster, or say like a DJ Chark, or we talking about like Jeremy Chin,
right.
people who are free agents. You never know who they
This
might decide they want to bring back. So
that's why this draft was contingent on things being as is right now, as we
yeah,
currently stand as an organization right now. And our hope was to draft our strongest need to our weakest need. So I
hmm
think, in my opinion, and chat, y'all let us know what y'all think. I think that our strongest need right now is in the interior of the offensive line and that linebacker, especially that middle linebacker position. We need a true downhill middle linebacker, and we don't currently have that.
okay. And I'm going to slightly disagree with you on that one. I will agree with offensive line. Okay, if a good offensive lineman is there at 33, I'm probably going to take him 10 times out of 10. All right, but I do think that we should address the wide receiver spot a little higher in the draft, and we're gonna do some more of these mock drafts, so it'll be some more, some more scenarios, different situations. But
Okay.
now I went with the consensus with Jeremiah because I'm not mad at the pick at all because, like you said, in a 4-3 defense, Frankie Louvu and Shaq Thompson are playing outside linebacker, so we do need
Right.
that thumper, that downhill inside linebacker that can read coverages. I'm sorry, read offense and get to the quarterback, help stop the run, all that. But but I don't know. Like I said, if maybe Cedric Gray or I think Peyton Wilson. Now he's probably not going to be there past that 65th pick as we saw that played out tonight. But I think, like I said, if we don't take McConkey at 33, I think that next pick, probably our next mock draft, I'm gonna be a wide receiver. But still, I think
Okay.
I think this is a solid draft for what we've done tonight and the very limited information that we have on what our roster could potentially look like. So
Right, right. I don't think this draft is nothing to sneeze at. Cause hey, scroll down to the bottom. Cause
All right.
quiet as kept. Dylan Johnson could be a sleeper that could end up
Mm-hmm.
being the starting running back. I'm just saying, if the draft played out like that,
Okay.
Dylan Johnson can easily, in my opinion, as a seventh round draft pick, take over for Chuba. Yeah.
Okay.
And he will be a cheaper option than Miles Sanders. So you say Miles Sanders technically only has 1 year left on this deal because that third year is like a player option. So this 2024 will be his his second and last year in Carolina. So you talking about paying him $7 million a year, and now you got a seventh round draft pick that can be just as productive, in my opinion, as he
Mm-hmm.
at a lower cost. You know what I'm saying? You're talking about
Okay.
7 million versus maybe $400,000 a year.
Okay. Gotcha. Nader also said if we get healthy, Brady and Colbert, I think we'd be fine. And that's the big question. Now, I think Christensen will come back. I think he'll be ready for camp. And like we talked about last time, Colbert, he sprained his MCL,
Brandon's
right? Like
MCL.
not a tear.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, he didn't tear it.
Okay, so he sprained his MCL. So if we can get both of them back healthy and ready for training camp, and and say a prayer for the health of our entire team this year. No matter who you pray to, if you don't pray, just hey, just look, just give a little bit of hope that our entire team stays healthy for the most part. Because, like I said, and I will continue to say this until I'm proven wrong. And if I am proven wrong, I will admit it. I think a lot of our offensive line woes were due to the scheme that we ran last year. Okay, and
Yeah.
if they come out this year and they look the exact same as they did last year, then I'll be the first one to get back on here and tell you, you know what, they suck. So
But you know what? Even even with Brady and Kobe coming back, you still need to have depth at the offensive line position because case in point, we saw what kind of depth that we had when the starters went down, and we were not very
yes,
good. It was musical chairs at the left guard and right guard positions. You know, when you look at who our backup left tackle and right tackle are, it's a major drop off if Icky was to get hurt or if Taylor Moton was to get hurt. We need more
facts.
quality depth at the offensive line position. So even if we took Graham Barton and Javon Foster and they didn't start this year,
Hmm.
that's cool. You still have quality backups behind whoever the starter is. That so I'm not mad with the offensive line, especially when we have a young franchise quarterback. And to me, your number one goal, if you want to get the production that you are hoping to get out of Bryce Young, you have to protect him. So when if case in point, if somebody go down, next man up, the talent
Hmm.
level is not that big of a drop off. And you're not left scattering and hoping and wishing that this pans out. You always gonna need quality depth up front. Always.
Facts. And I would just like to mention the the linemen that we went through last year. Um Corbett was out, Christensen was out. There was Justin McCray. You had
Yeah.
Chandler Zavala, Nash Jensen, Cade Mays. They brought in Gabe Jackson. I want to say even Ricky Lee got
Who
some run
played
out there at
solid.
some point. Yeah. And I was gonna mention
Mm.
that, later on in the season, Gabe Jackson actually came in and held up, admirably.
Yeah, he
As
played
offensive
solid.
line, they still suck, but you know, he would. I'm just saying. I wish they would have found him earlier in the year rather than later in the year. But hey, it's over with now, so it's whatever.
So So this is one of these instances, one of these moments where even if you pick up an offensive lineman or two in free agency, you
Mm-hmm.
still should draft one or two in the you should still draft one or two linemen in this year's draft. You can never have enough interior. I'm not saying just interior, but you can never have enough offensive
Depth,
linemen. Period.
period.
Most teams carry 9 to 10 offensive linemen on their 53-man roster. So you always want to have that solid depth. You always want
Okay.
to have solid depth. So that's what I said. There, create competition, have solid depth in case of injuries, like we went through last year. Like you just went through. Matter of fact, you just went through a whole another offensive line
A
roster
whole offensive line. Yep.
just at two positions.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
Yeah.
if that don't tell you that we need as much help as we can, whether it be a starter or a depth purpose, hey, you got to go out there and get them, man. You
Facts.
got to go out there and get them because if we don't, I don't want to hear shit about Bryce Young come next year because we didn't do anything to protect him. I don't think that's going to be the case. But if you don't, you can expect the same kind of things this year that happened last year, in my opinion.
Facts. Facts. We get a couple more comments here. Cha one said, I ain't mad at this mock. Hey, we appreciate you, man. We appreciate you.
Yeah, we appreciate you,
All
Cha.
right. And then what Cole said, they should pick up free agent O line, wide receiver, then pick the best they can available so we aren't boxing to a position. Okay.
But we got so many holes to fill. So many
Yeah.
holes to fill. So it's even if you address most of those positions in free agency, nine times out of 10, you're still going to be drafting for positions of need. Now they won't
Mm-hmm.
say it, but all you gotta do is sit back and watch who they pick up. Some teams will say, "Well, yeah, we just picked the best available player." I don't think so. Now, if you pick the offensive lineman first and you struggle with offensive lineman last year, that's a need.
Yeah.
That's not a, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we,
But
we we just got so many holes that we just need to fill, and we're not gonna be able to fill them all in just free agency.
Yeah. Now I will say this. I think it is paramount for the Panthers this year, to be able to get the most bang for their buck, free agency and in the draft. Okay. It's gonna be one of those seasons where they're gonna have to be frugal. Okay. So we're going
Yeah,
to we may be able to attract one or two, noteworthy players, players that people recognize, players that people really want to see come here. Like I said, it all depends on what eventually happens with our cap space, I'm sorry, who's let go of as far as players on the team. God, I jacked that off. I'm sorry, y'all, but who we let go, and what
I had a
Brant
hundred jokes,
Tillis.
but I'm giving to myself.
Hey, look, as much as I get on you about stuff like that, go ahead with it, cause I'm here for it, dog. Hey, if I can dish it, I got to be able to take the jokes too, dog. But
Hey, hey, now you see what that 10 o'clock at night feel like.
well, hey, I'm always up this time. So, but hey, I can't lie. I mess it up at 10 o'clock. I mess it up at 3 in the afternoon. I mess it up at 9:30 in the morning. So I'm consistent. I'll mess it up all day long. But yeah,
Right.
we got to see what's going to happen with Tillis. Any kind of magic he can do with some of these contracts as far as extensions or whatnot. I do believe that's one of the main reasons why he was brought in. Excuse me. But when we'll see. But like I said, I hope that the Panthers can really get um a lot of value out of what they're going to pay. When I say value, more value on the field. So,
Right. Right.
hmm what's the comment
Linwood
right there?
Cole
Said,
said, I'm all for the Cowboys format. Let's put all first rounders across the front line for Bryce. Bryce would be better.
Yeah,
I don't know if we could
that's
do
gonna take
all
a
first
while.
rounders, but let's protect that boy. You know what I'm saying? Let's
Mm-hmm.
protect him and give him it, because it's not only for the protection of Bryce, it's to create that running game that's also going to help Bryce. You know, so it
Facts.
ain't just about protecting Bryce for the passing game, but that can create holes for the running backs to where they can move the chains. You know, so that's something that we didn't have last
Mm-hmm.
year that we really need this year, and I think that should be the number one the number one
Priority.
plan priority, yes. The number one
Mm-hmm.
priority, which I think it will be when you listen to Dave Canales speak about the quarterback position. You know, he's all about the
Okay.
quarterback. He's all about um protecting and doing what's best for the quarterback. So if that's the case, he know just as well as anybody else know you can't do that unless you can protect him.
Okay. Facts. Facts. Well, I'm not gonna lie, y'all. That draft took a lot longer than I thought it would, but that works out
Those are
though.
great discussions though. Great
Yeah, it
discussions
was.
because like you said, there's so many possibilities when it
Mm-hmm.
comes to the draft. But as we stated before, we just wanted to just throw this up here. No trades, no nothing. Just seeing who was the best available offensive lineman and best available wide receiver at pick 33 and go with either one of those pick, and then we'll fill in the blanks, the rest of the draft as it went along, just to see how things would shake out. So, especially after the draft, when people start getting these combine numbers in, I'm not sorry, not the draft. After the
At the
combine, when people
combine.
start getting these numbers in, and you start seeing a little bit more position shifts, when you start seeing people going up and down the draft boards, what I was trying to say, and
Mm-hmm.
things like that, as we get further on through free agency, who's going to be signed, who may or may not possibly get franchise tagged. There's just so many different possibilities right now. So many.
Facts.
But just to get a baseline of where we currently stand right now as an organization with the 6 draft picks that we have, this is what we wanted to tackle today. But I think it was a good discussion. I think there were some good options that we picked if we were picking today. Hell, I think we might even got hired to run the Panthers draft. All they had to do is just sit back and just listen sometimes. That's all.
Hey, wait, you know what? I'm glad you mentioned that. I don't think that would be the case, because we are content creators. And us being content creators, we do have our goal of getting to 1,000 subscribers. All right. And I just
Yes, sir.
checked, and we are currently at 936. So if you're still watching the stream and you haven't subscribed yet, I hope that we have brought you enough
Please.
content tonight. You've enjoyed it. You stuck with us the whole stream. Please hit that subscribe button. Like us on all social media at Two Fans in the Stands and Two Fans ITS on Twitter. Okay, so help us get to our goal of 1,000 subscribers, and we appreciate and love everybody that has helped us out so far. All right, now before we get out of here tonight, Tony, you got anything else you want to say?
No. Oh, well, just hey, feel free to hit us with a super chat. Any donations will be greatly appreciated. We are always
Mm-hmm.
trying to look for ways to better improve the channel, improve the content. So your donations will be greatly appreciated. We also have Cash App at Two Fans ITS that you can see scrolling down at the bottom. So again, any donation will be greatly appreciated. So no dollar amount or anything like that will be will go unnoticed.
Yeah,
But
and
that's it.
don't worry, everybody. If you were here earlier and heard me talking about the shed I'm building, I'm paying for that. That's out of my own pocket. Any donations will go right back into the
Right,
channel. Okay, so
right,
so
right.
don't worry about that at all. But yeah, but like we said, We're almost at our goal. So if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Go check out some of our other lives that we've done. Check out some of our other videos. Help us get the algorithm going in our favor. And we appreciate you. Okay. And I'm going to take everybody out like I always do. I got 3 things for you. Number 1, be good. Number 2, be safe. And number 3, as always, Panther Nation. Dark times now, but there's a light at the end of the tunnel. All right. So y'all make sure y'all keep pounding. And we out.